Richard Morgan was a man the world envied, a handsome billionaire in his early 40s, owner of global companies, luxury cars, private jets, and mansions spread across the world. Yet behind all the glitter, he lived a lonely life. His heart was empty, surrounded only by people who loved his money but never truly loved him. One rainy evening, Richard's life took an unexpected turn. While driving back from a board meeting, he noticed a young homeless woman sitting by the roadside with a torn jacket, shivering in the cold. She held a cardboard sign, hungry but hopeful. Something about her eyes pierced Richard's heart. They were tired, but they still held dignity and light. Unlike others who begged for money, she whispered, "Sir, I don't want much. Just a little bread will help moved." Richard gave her not only food, but also offered her shelter for the night in his mansion. The young woman, whose name was Eliana, was hesitant but finally agreed. Days turned into weeks. Richard learned that Eliana wasn't always poor. She once dreamed of becoming a teacher, but lost her parents, fell into debt, and ended up on the streets. Her honesty, kindness, and humility melted Richard's cold, guarded heart. He began spending more time with her, showing her the gardens, his library, even taking her to charity events. The world mocked him when they saw a billionaire walking hand in hand with a poor homeless girl, but Richard didn't care. For the first time, he felt love, real, unconditional love. Soon, Richard made a bold decision. He wanted to marry Eliana. His friends laughed. His business partners doubted his sanity, but he only smiled. On the eve of their engagement, tragedy struck. Richard collapsed in his study. 20 of the world's top doctors were rushed to his mansion. They examined him, ran tests, gave medicines, but nothing worked. His condition worsened by the hour. The billion-dollar medical team was powerless. Eliana cried by his bedside, begging him to hold on. But his pulse weakened, his body trembled, and his face grew pale. Everyone thought the end had come. The housekeeper's secret. In that mansion worked an old black housekeeper named Martha, who had served Richard's family for over 30 years. She was quiet, humble, and always in the background, yet she observed everything with sharp eyes. While the doctors were busy with machines and complicated drugs, Martha noticed something unusual, a faint rash on Richard's neck and lips. Her grandmother had once taught her about natural remedies and how certain foods could trigger hidden allergies. She whispered, "This is not a sickness, it's a reaction." Ignoring the arrogant doctors who dismissed her, Martha rushed to the kitchen. She checked what Richard ate earlier, an imported seafood dish prepared by a new chef. Martha knew instantly. Richard was suffering from a rare shellfish allergy that none of the doctors noticed. With steady hands, she prepared a simple herbal mixture, one her grandmother used for emergencies. She begged the doctors to let her try. They scoffed, but Eliana trusted her. "Please," Eliana cried, "we have nothing to lose." Martha gave the mixture to Richard, and within minutes his breathing steadied, his pulse strengthened, and color returned to his face. The billionaire opened his eyes, weak but alive. The rest of the 20 doctors with their degrees and machines couldn't save him, but the wisdom of a humble housekeeper did. Richard realized something powerful that day. Money, pride, and status mean nothing without humility and gratitude. He recovered, and his first act was to thank Martha, kneeling before her in front of everyone. He promoted her, ensured she never worked another day in hardship, and treated her like family. As for Eliana, he kept his promise. They married in a small, quiet ceremony, not surrounded by the rich and powerful, but by the people who truly mattered. The poor she once lived among, the house staff who served him faithfully, and Martha, the woman who saved his life. Together, Richard and Eliana opened a foundation for the homeless, using his billions to give shelter, education, and dignity to thousands. This story teaches us, true love sees beyond wealth and status. Wisdom doesn't always come from books or titles. It often comes from humble hearts. Gratitude and humility are richer than all the money in the world.